Okay, what's up, YouTube? Rarely do I use my degrees as some sort of, leverage in terms of why you should listen to me. But in this one, I'm using it simply because my degrees put me in a position where I am around black girls and black boys at the age where we are losing them, okay? So everybody should understand that. So I'm with them anywhere from the ages of 11 to 14. Some even 15 because they get held back. The same age where they start to, go astray, and the hip-hop hood, whatever you want to call it, diva culture really starts to grab them, inform them. I am there. And every day, literally, it's a losing battle between BET and from what we have to say. Especially when you factor in that the vast majority of these kids are coming from single-parent households, and the ones who are doing good, are simply doing good because the grandparents are still there, and they pretty much support that child financially, emotionally, and spiritually. The mom may just show up for, back to school night to look like she's doing something, but it's the grandparents who are really, the foundation. Okay? Now, the women come on and talk about how they're more mature, and this is true. And my thing is, who do you think is corrupting these boys? Okay, now I'm not trying to blame the women. I'm trying to point out the cycle. Okay, we talk about the cycle, but if anybody knows a cycle, there's different parts to a cycle. Just like when we were a kid and we learned about, evaporation and how it rains, and we learned about the different stages in the cycle. That's how it is, okay? And understand that a lot of these black boys are indoctrinated into the lifestyle by black women. It's not the other way around. See, people think that it's the black boys corrupting these black girls, but it is not. When I tell you, a lot of these middle school black girls, they are already living a lifestyle. These boys are barely hitting puberty, okay? They're still trying to figure out who to hang out with at lunch. But a lot of these girls are already advanced. They're already talking about, dudes in high school. Some of them are already having sex. They have piercings everywhere. And these boys are brand new. Like I said, the vast majority aren't even looking at girls. It's not till the 8th grade that they finally start to notice women. And these girls, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, they are already on this tip in terms of, trying to be this oversexed, liberal type of, young woman. And I hate to say it, but that's what's going on. Okay? So these boys are seeing this, and this is where they're taking their cues. This is where they're understanding how they need to act, how they need to win. Okay? People talk about how, it's not okay for a black dude to be educated. It's true. Okay, I work in schools where it's predominantly Mexican, next is black, then white, then Asian. But Mexican is the vast majority. Now, out of your Mexicans, the difference between them, they're not ashamed to, act accordingly. If you come from a family with money, then you act like it. You don't feel in shame. The dudes who don't have money, you don't feel embarrassed. Same thing with the women. So you can be Mexican, okay, and you can be hood, and the women will like you, but you can be a cool dude, dress nicely, and be smart and be educated, and the women will like you as well. So there is no, I have to hide the fact that I'm smart. No one's saying that you're going to be given points, but no one's going to look at you differently if you're a smart dude, which is different for these black men. Okay, you actually have young black boys, whether we like it or not, who do have the ability and the intelligence to do well academically, regardless of the fact that, they don't come from a two-parent home. They still have, for whatever reason, they have the ability and they have the potential, but you can never reach them. Why? Because the fact that they do their homework, okay, the fact that they may have to go home straight from school and they're not able to hang out, people will look at them differently. And like I said before, you can't challenge a young boy's manhood. If you tell a young boy, you're less of a man because you're smart, they're not going to do it, and this is the problem. You have a couple of bad seeds, I'll be the first one to tell you, but the vast majority are not bad seeds, but they feed in to what these mature, younger black girls are doing. Because it's already happening. The whole idea of you're corny, you're lame, I see it. Oftentimes, I'll stop class and we'll talk about it. Why is that corny? How come, as a black dude, you can't, be smart? And I'll say, yo, do you think I'm, corny? Do you think I'm lame? And they'll say, no, you're not. You're cool. You're different. But, these young boys, why is it the same? Why is it that, they can't be smart? Why is it that, some of the other boys are able to be smart, but not the black dudes? And none of them really have answers. And like I said, these boys are getting their cues in terms of what's responsible or what's acceptable, okay, and what the women will accept from the women who are, like we've all said before, are more mature than the guys. So how can we go off of a widely known fact or a strongly believed opinion, right, later on in life? Why is it that everybody's okay with saying that girls are more mature than guys, but when we talk about when black females fail, we act as if they're immature and it's the dudes who are super mature and they're taking advantage of them? That's not what's going on. So we really have to understand what's going on. And I'm saying this, if you have a daughter or a cousin, you need to look at them now, because this is where it's happening. Okay? I have a younger cousin. I have a lot of younger cousins in middle school, but I have one that's around me. Okay, the other ones live in a different state. But, even when I see her, I have to stop with her and talk to her in terms of, okay, what type of dudes do you like? And I hate to have those conversations, but you have to, because it happens. And it's really shocking, and no one sees it because we wait till everybody's older and adults. But this is where it happens, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it happens, and you see it. And like I said, it's the women who are causing the boys to act this way. Okay, now I understand that, well, what's causing the women to do what they're doing, that's a different part of the cycle. Okay, that's one that we have to look at later on. But in terms of what's happening, okay, I don't buy into the whole idea that it's the black boys corrupting the black women. No, if anything, it started with black women corrupting black boys and telling them that, hey, you being smart and you being educated and you being, anywhere from 12 to 17 isn't hot. Right? And I'm almost done. I think I've made my point. And to make it worse, okay, the kids will, they'll do their popularity contest, and you know how it is. There's always the group of guys who are, always, the most popular guys that the girls want. And the most saddening thing about it is I'll see some of the black girls, whether we're at lunch or, an assembly or something, they'll talk about how, some of the Mexican dudes or the white dudes, are ideal. And these same dudes are taking GATE classes, right? They're taking honors classes. They have good grades. They're kind of that all-American type dude. So even in middle school, it's okay for non-black boys to be smart and be educated and come to school dressed nicely, clean cut. But for black boys, you almost have to be stupid, disrespectful, have your pants sagging, have all sorts of lip piercings, have your hair dyed a certain color. And it's really sad. And all these boys are doing it to impress the women. So you guys take it easy. Tell me how you feel. Like I said, I'm not trying to place blame. I'm just trying to talk about the cycle that we never want to break down and identify. God bless.